What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now it's Friday today and you guys are going to see the clown loaches going in this Oscar tank behind us, this 1,000 litre Oscar tank. So like I said, sorry for being a bit naughty in the last video, I'm not actually showing you it, but I wanted to space the video over 1 week, if that makes sense. So the fish are ready, they've been in there 5 or 6 minutes, the water's nice and warm in there, so let's basically get in there and start putting them in the tank. So let me actually show you how many clown loaches there are if you've forgotten. So we never actually counted these fish, but we reckon there's about 17 or something like that in here, and there's some real nice chunky ones. Nowhere near the size of what I got in my arowana tank, but there are some stunning beautiful fish like that one there. Look at this, look how big it is. But anyway, let's get them in the tank because I'm fed up of them sitting on the floor, and they're going to look absolutely epic in this tank with this black substrate. So when you're moving fish into a tank, what's the most important thing you need? It's obviously a net, isn't it? Right, it's all going really well. I've got 15 of them in there, I've got 2 more to do. And the Oscars aren't doing anything at all, they're just sitting at the bottom, looking grumpy as always. So that's all the fish in. I just need to quickly top up the tank and have a general tidy up because there's water all over the floor. This is what always happens when you're putting fish in tanks, you just get water everywhere. I should have put a towel out, schoolboy error, but oh well. Let's top the tank up and I can show you the fish. You probably won't be able to see them because they're all hiding at the moment. Okay, all done. It's about 8 o'clock now, so it's been a long old evening tonight, and I've got to be up super early for work again tomorrow. But let me show you the fish. We might have to come out here probably tomorrow evening as well, just to show you them properly, because obviously they're really scared. I've just noticed one of them is very, very skinny. It looks like he might have worms, but we'll keep an eye on that. So let me show you. So here's the tank. Sorry about the clarity, it's all messed up at the moment because I did that feed and obviously been adding the fish and stuff. There's the real skinny one at the back there, so I need to keep an eye on him. I'll be able to feed him up. If he's got worms, I can always take him out, put him in a quarantine tank. I've got plenty of tanks. I've got tanks in here as well. Loads of stuff I can always set up for him, so it's not a problem. But where's all the others? So there'll be loads underneath this wood here, as you can see. There's a towel hanging out there. There's a few hanging out at the back there. They need a good old feed. Some of them are very skinny, so yeah, we will definitely keep an eye on them. The Oscars seem to be doing fine because what you've got to remember is these Oscars have grown up with clown loaches. I bought these Oscars this sort of size and they live with my big clown loaches in the monster aquarium for years and years. So they know the colours, they know the fish. I don't think I'm going to have any issues at all with it. But hopefully these guys settle in really well. There's 17 of them, so you can imagine what this is going to look like when they're all tearing about on the substrate here. They've got plenty of room to hide. What I am tempted to do though is get some, I've got some guttering pipes, I've got an elbow there, and I've got a few elbows knocking about. I can put something at the back just to make them feel a little bit more safe, because obviously it's a new aquarium, they don't know what's going on, it's very scary for them, and they're very stressed. But let's come back in here tomorrow, I'll do a feed tomorrow, and then hopefully get the fish out. It's been 24 hours now since I got the clown loaches, well, about 25 hours, something like that, because it's 7:30 now, and what time did I get home last night? I think it was about 7, yeah, so 24 hours roughly. I've chucked a a cucumber in there earlier because I haven't got no courgette left in the fridge, so I chucked a cucumber in there earlier to try and get them out the wood, see if we can see a few of them tonight. I need to pop out into the fish room anyway and get some fish for this sort of here. They're having mussels and whitebait tonight, so let's go out into the fish room. I'll try and be really quiet, sneak out there and see how many clown loaches are out. I can actually show you what they look like. So I've just gone into the fish room. I can see a few of them out. The cucumber, I don't think it's been touched. Let me put this glass down and I'll show you. I'll try and be as quiet as I can. So there's the 2 Oscars. You can see a few of the clown loaches just at the back there, behind the wood. There's the bit of cucumber just laying on the floor. Let's go a bit closer and see how many we can see. Now there's a fair few out the back there. About 6 or 7 out the back there. There's probably still a load underneath this rock, underneath this wood, yeah, you can see them. There's a few big ones underneath this wood. Obviously they're going to be a bit sheepish at the moment, it's a new tank, it's only been here 24 hours. So it's going to take them a while to settle in. But they're stunning fish, look at them. thing with clown latches, my clown latches in my big tank in the other room with the arowanas, they know me and they see me all the time, so they're quite interactive, you know, so they come up against the glass and stuff and basically come and say hello. But these lot here, I'm gonna have to sort of ease them in, because I don't know how interactive they were with the other guy I got them off, because there were so many hiding places in his tank, you could never see the fish, the guy was saying, so I don't think he saw them all the time. But obviously I'm not going to be coming out here like I do in the other room. I've got my PlayStation in the other room, my TV, so I'm sitting out there quite a lot, but I will spend a few minutes out here every evening trying to get them used to me. And they will eventually, hopefully, go in with the bigger ones in the next couple of years or so, once I've grown them up. I don't want to put them in there now, because obviously I've got to quarantine them, and I think they're too small. I think the arowanas will pick them off one by one. But yeah, over the moon with the fish. I love clown loaches. Now I've got a proper gang of clown loaches coming on now. Like I said before, my plan is to do a clown loach only tank one day, with like tons and tons of clown loaches in, and maybe like an 8-foot setup, something like that, with like, I don't know, like 100 clown loaches, 50 clown loaches, something like that in there, because they're just such cool fish. They're so interactive. They do a fantastic job at cleaning the bottom, and they're really colourful, and I just love the fish, and they're not aggressive or anything like that, so you can sort of keep them with other fish as well. But yeah, they're just an absolute wicked fish. You can see them starting to come out now. Some of them are actually quite big. Now I did notice yesterday, 2 or 3 of them were massive as well. Not as big as mine, but they're big clown loaches. You'll find it hard buying these sort of size clown loaches in shops. I went to Maidenhead's earlier just to get some whitebait and mussels after work, and there was a clown loach in the shop, and no word of a lie, it was half the size of this guy here, and I think it was 60 quid, something like that. So they're so expensive, and even the smaller ones, they were like 20 or quid, so it's ridiculous what they're charging for clown loaches these days, obviously because they're getting rarer and rarer, and they're a very desirable fish, as you can see. But anyway, that's the fish added into this tank. You can see them all through the wood there, but it's looking really cool. I'm going to take this rock off this wood soon, once it's eventually submerged. I did drill a few holes in this wood, and every now and then you see like a few bits of oxygen coming off it, air bubbles and stuff, so yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be sunk soon, so that'll be another cool thing to see, with sort of the clown loaches swimming in and out the holes and stuff like that. But that's it, they're all added into this tank. Really pleased with the setup now. I am going to get some more fish to this tank, because it still looks dead, even though I put 17 clown loaches in this last night. You can't see them, they're underneath that wood. But I am going to get some sort of bigger fish in this tank, because it's a massive setup and it's wasted with just 2 Oscars in this tank. Some of you may disagree, saying oh, it's overstocked now, you've got 2 massive fat Oscars in there, a few clown loaches and stuff. But you know what I'm like with my maintenance, I'm really good with my maintenance. I keep up on water changes, and I keep up cleaning my filters. But let's, I might as well show you a feed with the arowanas tonight. So I've got my pint glass down here. I'm going to go into the freezer now. So this is my big freezer where I keep some food, and half of it's full with fish food as well. So let's get this bag out. Also, while I'm on the camera, the snails have laid loads of eggs at the top there, you can see. There's 3 piles of them. They've been like that for a week now, so if anyone out there knows a lot about these mystery snails, how long does it take to hatch these eggs? So just let us know in the comments below. So that'd be really cool to find out. But this is my frozen food fish bag. I've got loads of stuff in here. I get most of my stuff from Maidenhead. I know it's not the cheapest place to go. It's a big bag of mussels here like that. And then this one here will be full of whitebait. There's whitebait in there. All this here, this whole bag will last me 6 weeks, something like that. This whole entire bag here, so it's quite heavy. But obviously I've got monster fish and I've got little fish which eat frozen food as well. I've upped the frozen food on all of the fish now. I feed them twice a week in frozen, not once a week in frozen. So they get pellet 4 times a week. And they get frozen twice a week, so that's 6 times, yeah. Water change day, obviously I don't feed them. But let me fill up this pint glass and we'll go out there and feed the bad boys. Now I've just filled up the pint glass with mussels. I'm actually going to feed the Oscars some mussels tonight. It's just frozen, throw it straight in. They're fine. I've done that for years with Oscars. They're not too fussy, and obviously the temperature in this tank's like 27 degrees, so they're going to heat up real quick. So there's 4 Oscars full mussels just been chucked in there. One of them's taken them. And what the Oscars are really good at doing as well, they will smash the mussels to bits, like tiny little bits. So all these smaller cichlids and the actual clown loaches will get a good feed off this as well. Like I've always said, with tanks, you need top feeding fish. Don't need middle feeding fish if you don't want to, but you do need bottom feeding fish. Now the clown loaches are starting to come out now. Now I've chucked these mussels in. So let's give it a couple of minutes. Let all this sort of meaty food sink to the bottom, and you'll be able to see them. I don't know if you can see them on the camera. Yeah, you can. So have a look to the bottom here. I don't want to do like any sudden movements and scare them off. But you can see most of the gang's starting to come out. So I chucked the mussels in about a minute ago now, and a few of the bits are coming down to the bottom, and the clown loaches are going crazy for it, as you can see there, look. So they're all starting to come out, getting a good filling. So let's lob a few more in. Right, that's better for you guys. So you can see there's a big gang of them here. There's a few of them at the front, there's a few around here. There's still a few more underneath the wood, but they're starting to show their legs now. That's a really good sign your fish on day 2 is feeding like this and coming out actually showing their faces. Now, I haven't seen any of the big real chunky ones. I think they're still hiding. But that is most of them out. There's a few more under here. This is that real skinny one I was telling you about in the last video. That's a big one coming out now underneath the wood. Let's give it a few minutes and see what happens. And some of them have got really stunning markings on them. Right, I've just took that whole mussel, and these guys here, look, they've just taken that whole mussel off the bottom there. Now this is a fantastic sign. I'm really pleased now. It's always worrying buying new fish, especially 17 of them from someone's tank. You don't really know what their water's like, etc, etc. He's a really lovely bloke who I bought these fish off, but you don't know what's going to happen when you get the fish home, especially when you're obviously paying a fair bit of cash for them. But there we go, that's the clown loaches. Well pleased with that. Let me close the lid on this tank, and then we'll go out and feed the big boys. Right, so we're back in obviously my lounge now with my massive tank behind us. Now this is going to be a little bit of a different feed than what I've shown you out there, because these guys are absolutely crazy. They go mad for this, especially mussels like this. So let me throw this in, and you'll see what chunky clown loaches eat like as well, because obviously these guys at the bottom here are like triple the size of what I've got out there. You know, some of these fish have got bellies on them, like me. So let's bang this in there and I'll show you what it's about. Right, so that's a whole pint of mussels chucked in there. I'm trying to talk a little bit quiet because I've just got my boy off to sleep. And you know, it's like young kids, they wake up, don't they? So, is all the arowanas tearing into all these mussels here. Chunky clown loaches. Look at the size of this one here. This is one of the first fish I've ever bought. Look at the size of them, they're absolutely chunky as anything. And the skinny ones that I bought from Glenn about 6 months ago are starting to put on some real good size now. There's one of them here at the front here. So I'm really pleased with how it's all going. Like I keep saying, I really want to do a clown loach only tank one day, maybe with like one chili red arowana in it and loads of clown loaches at the bottom. I just think it'll look absolutely epic. So this is it. These fish are massive. So that's that whole pint of mussels gone in, what, just under a minute. Now I need to close this lid quickly because you know arowanas, like, they do like to jump, so let's close the lid. Okay, so that's an update done on the clown lunch tank in the fish room, the 1,000 litre tank, and that is a sneaky little video I've just shown you of my 2,000 litre tank as well. So really appreciate the views, guys, and all the likes. Thanks for subscribing. Like and subscribe my channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real, everyone.